Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to show you how I make my dishcloth, and to do this you will need some 4-ply fingering or sport weight yarn. This is Moya Shimmer. It is a 50% bamboo 50% cotton mix, and it is a 4-ply yarn, and the recommended needle sizes is 3.5 to 4 millimeters. So I'll be using a 3.5 millimeter Chiagu needles. You can also use straight needles if that is what you have. We're going to use 2 stitch markers to mark our garter edging, and then you can use a progress keeper or any type of progress keeper that you have, just to mark the front of the work. So let's continue. So for this dishcloth we are going to cast on 40 stitches. This is not a how-to knit video. This is only a video showing how I do the dishcloth. If you're interested in how to do these, I will link separate videos for you on how to do each technique. So let's cast on our stitches. As I said, I'm using the long tail cast on method. Right, so I've cast on my 40 stitches, and for this pattern we are going to knit a garter border. So we will be knitting 6 rows of garter. Right, so I am going to knit these 6 rows, and I'll meet you here again to start the patterning of the dishcloth. Right, so I've now finished the 6 rows of garter, and you can see that there is 3 garter bumps on this side of the needle and 3 garter bumps on the other side, which means we've done 6 rows. So for the pattern we're going to knit 4, place a marker, and then knit 2, purl 2, and we just place this marker here to remind us when we get to it that we must stop the knit 2, purl 2 and do our garter border. So we're going to continue with knit 2, purl 2 until we reach the last 4 stitches of this row. Right, so we have reached the last 4 stitches, and we are now going to place the second marker and knit the last 4 stitches. Right, so that is now row 7 of the pattern complete. So turn the work, and we're going to knit 4, and slip the marker, and we are going to repeat row 7 basically. Knit 2, pull 2, knit 2, pull 2, until we again reach the marker. Right, we've reached the marker. Slip your marker, knit the last 4 stitches for your garter border. That is row 8 complete. Turn the work. Now we're going to change up the stitches. We are going to knit 4, slip the marker, and here you can see we have knitted both stitches twice, 2 rows. Now we're going to change it up and we're going to pull these 2 stitches. Now we're going to do pull 2, knit 2, pull 2, knit 2 all the way, knit 2, pull 2, so all the stitches in the previous row that we have knitted, we are now pulling, and all the stitches that we pulled, we are now knitting. We're coming up to our marker for our border. So we've reached the end of the row, slip the marker, knit 4. So that is row 9 complete. Row 10 is going to be the same. Knit 4, slip the marker, pull 2, knit 2 until the second marker. So we have reached the marker, and now we are going to slip the marker and knit the last 4 stitches for our garter border. And that is basically the pattern repeat completed 1 time. So we create these little small blocks of knit stitches, and for purl stitches, for knit stitches, for purl stitches. So for the rest of the dishcloth, we are going to repeat rows 7 to 10 another 10 times, so that we have the repeat a total of 11 times, and the repeat is that 4 rows there. Just to help yourself out, you can place a progress keeper on the front of your work. This is the back, with your long tail on this side will be your back, so you have to turn it around. Your tail must be on the right side, and then the right side of your fabric is facing you. So you can just mark that if you like. And then you know this is your right side of your fabric. So I'm going to knit the rest of this dishcloth, and I'll meet you back here when I've finished another 10 more pattern repeats. Right, I have now repeated the pattern repeat for 10 more times. So let me just show you how to count it. That little stocking stitch block and little purl block up to there is one pattern repeat. So we've done one and then repeat 10 more times. So we have to have 11 repeats in total, which means it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 11 repeats here. Next for the pattern is repeat row 7 and 8 one more time. So that means this portion, that just the 2 rows, row 7 and 8. So let's do that. That is knit 4, slip your marker, knit 2, purl 2, and just repeat knit 2, purl 2 until your marker. Slip your marker, knit 4. Row 8 is exactly the same. Knit 4. Slip your marker, knit 2, purl 2 until the next marker. Slip your marker, knit 4. Alright, so I've completed that. So now let's just confirm that we have the right amount of repeats that we need. So in total, we must have 11.5 repeats basically. So that is 1 repeat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's just half a repeat. So that is what we need. Now we need to make a garter border, just like we did at the bottom here, and that means we are going to knit 6 rows of garter before binding off. So let's do that. When you do this garter border, you can now remove your stitch marker for the border because you're now not just going to knit. So we just knit, you can remove the marker, don't need that anymore. Can now also remove the second marker. that is 1 row of garter. I will do the other 5 rows and meet you back here so that we can bind off. Okay, so I've finished the 6 rows of garter for the border. You'll see here there's 3 garter bumps, and at the back we've also got 3 garter bumps. So with your work facing you, we are now going to bind off. Be mindful to not pull your stitches too tightly, because then your bind off can cinch in quite a bit. If you battle to bind off loosely, you can always use a 4mm, go one size up, to knit the stitches to lift them off. If you've got interchangeables, you can just change the one tip to a 4mm because they already fit on the 3.5, and you just want to make the loops a little bit bigger. I'm going to bind off with a 3.5mm needle and try to just do it loosely. So to do the bind off, to lift it bind off, we're going to knit 2 stitches and lift the knitted stitch over the second stitch, and then we're going to knit 1 more, and we're going to lift the stitch over that one. And it's here where you need to be careful not to pull onto that tightly. Just let it be nice and loose. Knit 1 more, lift this one on the right over the one on the left, knit 1, lift the right over the left, and then here you can make sure that it's not too tight, because this is not stretchy, it will not stretch. Knit. Right, so I've bound off all of the stitches now. I've got this 1 stitch left on the needle. I'll just take my needle out. I will cut the yarn, and then I will take my wool needle, thread it through, put it through the loop, and try not to pull this whole piece of fabric to the side, because you will pull on the stitches quite a lot, and you can already see that it wants to be pointy. And then we can just weave in these ends. Let me take the smaller needle. I like to go into this first bump first, so that I can pull this piece that wants to make a point a little bit down to stop it from being so pointy, like you can see there. And then I go down in 1 more, and I basically just go from stitch to stitch. and then sometimes I split the last stitch. Just pull it through, and this is now good. Pull it a little bit and pull on it a little bit, and you can't really see it from the front, although you can see it at the back, but I will leave it like that and first wash and block it before I cut this end off. And I will do the same for the long tail from the long tail cast on. If I can get it threaded through the needle, there we go. I will also go down into the second garter ridge, and I will also go up and down into these bow bumps, garter bumps, whatever you want to call them. And then I split the last stitch. Let's split two. Go, pull it a little bit in, and then just pull it so that it's settled. And then, as I said, after I've washed it, I will snip off this end. Right, so that is the dishcloth completed, and that is the dishcloth completed in all its glory. Now it can be washed and blocked and used in your kitchen. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, happy crafting!